Ladies and gentlemen, joining us for what I believe is probably his first interview in quite a while. He's been, I guess, in hiding. He reached out to the producer and wanted to come forward. Joining us is Steve Irwin. What's going on, man?
Good day, mate.
What have you been up to?
Well, I've been in hiding for quite some time. It's pretty public record that I faked my death in 2006.
So is it public record that you faked? Because
It's not public record, but it's record that I faked I pretended to be dead.
Well, it's still, I don't know if it's public record, because up until you reached out to my producers, and I still, honestly, I've never met Steve Irwin, so I can't deny
Well,
her.
I am.
You definitely
right
are. We looked it up right before, and I would say you are a dead ringer. No pun intended.
Well, you don't want to use the word dead anymore, because clearly I'm alive, mate.
You
I'm
do
fucking
seem
right here, right
you
in front
do.
of you.
You look great. You look healthy. You look
I do.
strong. So a couple things about you. You grew up in a zoo in Australia.
That's true.
You met your wife at a zoo.
True.
And
my first wife.
Well, your current. Well, I don't think you guys got divorced that I know of.
I know, but yeah, that's right. My daughter has big boobs now. But before I died, she didn't. She was just
she was a little kid.
Yeah.
So that that's very true. And I heard they buried your supposed remains at a zoo.
Now, when I faked my death, we had to come up with a body.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I've never seen somebody after they've been stung by a sea ray. Or a manta ray or a stingray. That's what it is.
It wasn't a stingray. It was an Australian stingray. They're different than regular stingrays.
Well, obviously they go right through your heart. So that was unfortunate. But apparently it didn't happen. So that's good. I'm going to do a couple questions for you.
Okay.
We'll get to know you a little bit since you've been gone.
Are you going to give me a chance to tell why I faked my death?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
I thought we'd get to know. I thought we'd get to know you, and then down here I have celebrity you'd like to bang and why did you fake your death. So we'll get to that down there.
By the way, I am drinking Bud Light.
Well, that is.
I heard that
it's a manly beer.
No,
in Australia, that's one of the manliest beers. You guys have Foster's.
No,
it's Australian for beer.
Are you saying that Bud Light's a gay thing?
It's American for beer. That's what they're saying. Like, there's a lot of celebrities going around that they are boycotting it because of a beautiful transgender person.
Am I gay now?
I don't know. Are you? I don't know. I feel like you're. I don't know. I mean, I don't think a Bud Light or a drink in your hand would determine that, but you determine that, sir.
I'm very concerned now.
Is that why you went into hiding? Is that maybe nothing to do with the Bud Light?
No. Back in 2006 when I faked. Well, you're going to ask me more of the questions about why I faked my death.
Well, you seem like you really want to get to it.
No,
why did you go into hiding?
Honestly, there was several reasons. The first reason is that I saw a UFO.
Okay. Well, that could be like overwhelming, but it still doesn't.
Not necessarily. Though I haven't been directly on Earth this whole time.
Oh, so you've been riding or on a journey.
They call it abducted, but they said in order to make my death seem, or my disappearance seem real, that I needed to be fake my death.
So how did they set that up? They get like a double or something? Did they inform you on what was going on there? I mean, how would your family not know?
Well, when you get stung by a stingray, especially an Australian
and
stingray.
In the ocean. Shrivel
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So they could pretty much have thrown anything, like a whale carcass or like a shark carcass in there. And
pretty much, mate. You just throw it, you can get like a wig. I mean, this isn't wig, this is real hair.
Why do they call you the crocodile hunter?
Because I was in that movie back in the 80s.
Why do they call you the Turtle King? What is your nickname? That wasn't even on my list.
I don't even have a nickname. I just go by Steve Irwin.
You are the reptile man or something like that.
I think that's the turtle man you're thinking of. He's from the United States of America.
Okay, that is true. That's who I was thinking of. I really like that guy. He's funny. So what are you here after all this time? Why are you coming back? Are you spreading the word about the aliens? What are you here to? What are we?
I'm not really at liberty to talk about the aliens. I just knew that it was time for me to make my reemergence into the public.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you did. And you chose this podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
I mean, this is the second time my co-host got to interview the Liver King after he'd come out of hiding.
I was really hoping I could score an interview with your co-host, but he had to leave, and I got stuck with you.
Yeah, I know. We had a call in. Donald Trump says the same thing.
I've heard of that, Mike.
Yeah, he loves TJ, our other guy, so that's fine. I mean,
second best is all right.
I've always been that's what I told my wife. I've told
nothing wrong with second place.
No. Well, unless there's only 2 people running the race. So we'll switch subject a little bit. We know all about the zoo life and that. I want to get to know a little bit more about you since you've been in hiding. I hear you got into MMA and that you even trained some.
A little bit. Well,
so if you enjoy, can I finish my question? I'm not sorry to cut you off.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I do that.
You do that. I've watched some of your episodes, and you do that.
You requested me as the interview, but then you just seem like you don't want it. But
sorry, mate. I haven't been in public since 2006. I've been fucking cruising the universe with
tell me about your MMA experience.
Well, I trained with fucking kangaroos. You ever been in a fight with a kangaroo? Dust up with a kangaroo?
No, I haven't. I don't want. I know they punch in Johnny's or something.
Yes, but. You can't make a kangaroo tap out no matter what you do. You grab his tail, stick it up his asshole. He won't even tap for that.
Nothing, huh?
Nope.
What if you stick it up yours? Will that?
If you stick it up your own asshole, that's automatic disqualification from a kangaroo fight.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know if that was a way to make him tap because a lot of times that's how I get guys to tap.
They like that.
All right. So who would win in a fight between you and Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he's notorious MMA guy as well.
See, I already know I could whoop Joe Rogan's ass. That's the reason why I came on this podcast, because I wouldn't want to be on a podcast with a guy that could whip me in a fight.
Okay, so I'm confused now.
That didn't make sense to me either. But
that didn't make sense to me. But
Joe Rogan's platform's not nearly big enough for me to be making my reemergence into the what do you call this thing where you're on the Twitter machines and there, all the good
back to
stuff
social
like
media where you're making your rounds.
Yeah, I figure I'd start with the biggest podcast in America.
Well, definitely the biggest one in Southwest Wichita.
Oh, for sure, Mike.
For sure.
I just reached out to your producer and he was like, "Hey, we want to come on my podcast?" And I was like, "Sure, mate." But I wouldn't want to be on Joe Rogan's podcast. Not now, not ever, even tomorrow.
Well, you did.
Not even if I fake my death again.
Well, I will say when you sent the email, you let it off with, "Hey, Joe Rogan, this is." I think you picked the wrong email. Yeah, that's okay. I looked right past it.
I don't really know how to use a computer very much.
I noticed, and it was at.
And when I was in outer space with the aliens, we used.
It's my fault because
brain power back and forth. We didn't have to do typing in or speaking.
It's my fault because our email is not Joe Rogan at gmail.com. So
is this awkward that I messed up?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. We talked about it before.
There's not Joe Rogan, is he?
Nope. Is there somebody back there? Nope.
Nope.
I don't know. How many zoos have you been to?
Human zoos?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I spent the better part of most of my life in zoos. But
okay.
to put a number on, I couldn't even explain it.
Couldn't even explain it. Okay. Well, shaken or stirred, scrambled or fried, and of course I'm talking about lizard eggs.
Lizard eggs? Now, my favorite kind of lizard egg is a boiled lizard egg.
You like to boil them?
Yep.
Like hard boiled?
Yep. You boil them, and then you suck the juices out of them.
And then you still get some of that mushy stuff.
Then you sit on them.
Oh. And then hope they birth?
Yep.
I don't think that okay. Well, we'll move on. I don't think. Well, you're the animal guy. I'm definitely not.
I mean, did you grow up in zoos?
No, I didn't.
Then don't question me, boy.
What is the worst smelling animal at a zoo?
Oh, clearly an ape. There's hairy, smelly things.
Okay. Tell me about your life now. What's your day-to-day like?
Well, since I've been back from the outer space trip, I just try to get back into the swing of things. First thing I'm going to do is fight a fucking kangaroo when I get
back in. Okay.
There is no kangaroos here in America, so.
Well, I think there's probably some at zoos.
But, I mean, I ain't really been to a zoo. I just got dropped off middle of nowhere, found my way over here to the Middle Road Podcast.
So you're recently back.
Oh, yeah, probably a week ago.
Have you reached out to your family or anything?
You know, I probably should have done that,
They've
mate.
moved on, and it's probably why I think it's only going to make it. I think this actually right here, I even hesitated doing this because I mean it's an exclusive, it's a big interview, and it's a chance like probably no other. But
I think this is bigger than that Liver King interview you had.
I don't know that he was definitely.
I don't think he's even relevant anymore.
I will say that, I did a better interview with you, but Liver King gave a better interview. Does that make sense than you? Does that make sense?
I don't even understand.
Okay, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wasn't streaking Australian, so. Do you know what makes a real man?
A real man? First of all, you have to carry a fucking knife with you at all times.
You call that a knife? Oh.
I don't even have a knife on me.
Oh, you don't? I
guess
the only Australian I know.
Okay. I mean, you know who Crocodile Dundee
is,
right?
I do.
What do you think of him?
Great hero. I love him.
You think he's a man?
I think he's the man of man.
What about the guy that used to
Mick
travel
Dundee
with him?
is the man of man.
Would you made sex to that girl in the movie with him?
I'm not a. If we go back, I think we talked about this on some other shows. As far as
skinny.
80s chicks go, she's not even on my list. No.
Okay.
And you go back and watch it now, you're kind of like, ooh, yeah, like why would I have been into her? But you're like, But
I don't know. I mean,
Australians
in Australia, we just attracted whatever we can get.
I get it.
Look at my
kangaroo.
wife.
No, I get it. She's beautiful.
No.
Family, son, he's picking up in your footsteps.
He's trying to, but he could never fake his death from a stingray bite like I did.
Well, I'm sure he could, but he's trying to carry your tradition on it.
Oh, but the animals?
Name. Yeah, the Irwin name, the legacy.
I don't even really want to use that name anymore. And when I was flying around in the space show, we didn't even use the names.
So what'd you go by, like, Boo?
No,
They just knew when somebody
I'm actually not even allowed to even speak it to the human tongue.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised they're letting you come on here. If as far as like animals, what would be the worst animal to be?
Oh, if I was going to be an animal, the worst one, probably fucking stingray,
Well, that would be the worst one to be?
Yeah, because they go around taking credit for killing people that they don't even do.
Do you have some beef with that stingray?
Well, I mean, originally, our thought process was...
Because as far as before this interview, we knew it was Stingray 1, Steve Irwin 0.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. The original plan was for me to go out like a fucking man, getting eaten by a goddamn crocodile.
Okay, that would make more sense. Or a shark.
And instead of
but a
crocodile,
stingray through the heart, man, that's pretty dope. I mean...
I don't know. It just...
listen...
It ended up being an ocean shot instead of a fucking river.
I'm just saying, like, sharks... There's a chick that she's a famous surfer. Sharks don't always finish the job. So far, you're the only person I know has been attacked by a stingray.
Well, it's fake.
100%.
100% fake.
Was it?
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, like I said, it was just a bobby double. I didn't even know where that person even ended up. He might have.
So I wonder who that was. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe that was the crocodile hunter.
Maybe so. Maybe that was me and Paul. We still
and Paul Hogan are still friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
He looks like shit though. I look really young and still pretty.
You do.
I put on some muscle while I was away.
Is that like from all like the anal probing or what? What made you? I mean,
they gave me some special alien DNA.
Okay.
It's all.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Fused and entwined.
How did they feed that to you? Did they anally insert that too?
That was kind of part of it. I
was gonna say we got to keep that silent too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a PG show, right?
Well, this was a lot better than I thought because when I started, I read that you were a conservative, and I think I misread it because you're actually a conservationalist.
Yeah.
And I'm not a strong reader, so for a lot of my life, I was like, man, I just don't like this guy. He doesn't even know our politics, and he wants to.
Is that what they call dyslexia, or you just have mental challenges?
I believe it's dyslexia mixed with stupidity.
Okay. Typical lazy American.
Yes.
Just don't even take time to read the word all the way through.
You guys live on a prisoner island, by the way. So just like you are where people go for punishment. You were God's punishment island.
No, I don't think that's what it means. I think they say living on an island is like being on a prison because you can't get off of there.
No, but literally Australia was designed to be a prison island.
That's
like you're the scum of the earth.
That's not even a real thing.
Okay, well,
it's something that the Japanese made up to think their island was better than ours.
What celebrity would you most want to punch in the face and leave the stingray out of this?
I can't include the stingray.
Nope. He only had like one-hit wonder doesn't count, bud.
Well, I don't know. Like an American
It don't matter. Any celebrity. I don't know. What are there Australian celebrities besides Jackman?
Oh, Kylie Minogue.
Okay, Jackman. And then there's that one. There's a famous rapper I used to know of from there.
50 Cent?
No, I don't think he's from there.
No? What do he look like?
He's a white guy.
Is it not Aboriginal?
No, he is. I don't think he is. He taught us about Vegemite. I can't remember his name. It was a great interview with him, too.
You know who I'd like to punch right square in there? Kessa.
Okay.
That Kamala Harris.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We don't punch women over here, bud. Maybe in Australia you do, But here we don't punch women.
You asked me. You said who I like
said
to punch
celebrity,
in the face.
and I don't know. See, this is where again you being a conservationist, you're so stuck in your ways, of the rhino ways that
Rhino.
Yeah, rhino ways. Conservationists and rhinos go together. I'm pretty sure.
You're thinking of Ace Ventura, Nature Calls.
I could be.
You're getting us confused. He's not even Australian. That was Africa.
Okay, well then I am completely thrown off. I don't know if I have a lot else for you. I have fake death.
I just like to say that.
Do you hold on, Steve Irwin Day, November 15th. Do you celebrate it?
No, because when you're flying through outer space, there is no days.
And see here, right now, we would have got to it. Why did you go into hiding or fake your death? See, we were going to do an interview, and then we were going to get to the hard-hitting stuff at the end.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like what do they call, Americans say the elephant in the room. In Australia, we say a different term for that. It's kind of like
a dingo ate your baby?
No, fuck no. That's like saying, talk about gun control in America. We find that highly offensive.
This segment is sponsored by Liberal Gun Safes. Thank you.
I would never buy one of those Liberal gun safes.
They're made in Liberal, Kansas, and if you want to go
Liberal Kansas.
Yeah, that's just where the company was founded, and they make safes for a safe world. We're keeping guns safe. That's their slogan. So, you guys, guns are outlawed in Australia. What are you talking about?
That's just another one of those American myths that
Propaganda?
they say. Propaganda? Bullshit.
Right.
You probably heard that from Kamala Harris.
No, I think I heard it on the Maury Popovich show. That's where I get all my news.
The one where he said that's not your baby?
Yes, that's where I get all my hard-hitting news.
Well,
his wife, the Wang Chung chick.
Oh, you're talking about Connie Chung?
Yeah.
I think Connie Chung was married to Maury Povich?
It was something like that.
I don't know about that, mate. All I got to say is when I was approached by the aliens to be the ambassador for the world of Earth.
So is that what you are?
Well, yeah.
Well, you could lead off with that. Lead off with that stuff.
I can't say all this stuff right at once.
But you wanted to tell us why you went in hiding, but not that you're the ambassador for the alien race.
I was the ambassador for the alien race.
What'd you lose that for?
You can only do it for 15 years. So in 2021, 15 years after my fake death, we started to make the journey back to America.
Is that long of travels?
The new ambassador for us is Joe Biden.
No, he hasn't been abducted yet. So this is his body double that's here?
Huh. Yeah, he's just a replica.
Well, no wonder he's not as coherent as he used to be, because that guy was with it all the way up until recently.
So they've taken Joe Biden and floated him across the galaxy, and he's out there just talking about Joe Biden type things.
Well, he did call in
Poor kids
once.
are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Now, that's not really Joe Biden.
So, that wasn't him? That was the double?
No, back in 2016, he was approached to be the ambassador of Earth, and he took it. And the deal was that he had to beat Donald Trump in a race for president.
And he beat him on a foot race. I watched the tape.
So what they did is they fabricated 81 million votes for him to win the presidency, and there you go. That's how it happened.
Well, I was right.
Anyways,
you are definitely a conservationist.
I'm here now, and I just want to get my life back. I'm going to have to go make amends to my wife and my daughter and my son. And, I'll make amends with everyone but that fucking stingray.
Well, I'll figure now the best way for you to make your rounds would actually be he's headlining shows all over the country, and he's had a similar message to you.
Who, LeBron James?
Travis Tritt. You could travel with him and spread your message.
I was kind of thinking that maybe I'd just meet up with LeBron James and we'd talk about basketball and
you guys going to do that? You going to do the barbershop thing with him next?
You ever seen the movie Space Jam?
Yeah, dude. The second one or the first one?
Well, the first one.
That one was horrible.
That was real.
That one was horrible.
Michael Jordan in it.
Yeah. Number two basketball player.
Yes. The next one's going to be made with Steph Curry. Just so you know.
He's decent.
Yeah.
So they tell you that on the ship, or?
Well, I think I'm giving away too much information.
You've given a lot away.
I hope I don't end up disappeared after all this.
Well, if you did, I'll say I'm glad you came on here.
I really appreciate the platform.
I enjoyed the time with you. I'll try to have it ready.
You think if I ever come back here, I could get on interview with that TJ feller?
Maybe.
Who's that other guy?
He would
you
be
guys
perfect
got
for
in here
you
every
because
once in
he
a while?
doesn't like to ask a lot of questions, and he likes to no.
Who's that other fella that come in there every once in a while?
We got Skin Man comes in from time to time, and then we have Smoothie. We've had Chance on here. We've had Lee. We've had Conrad. We've had a lot of guests.
I'd like to get on there with that black feller. He'd be a good interview.
He is a good interview. He was the best interview
Handsome
so far.
too. Handsome.
He is a good-looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything for us before we
No,
go? Do you have any
just-
messages you want to get
No,
out? Or
I'm not supposed to be giving away too much information. I probably already did.
I don't know that
kinda
you've
hope
given
that-
away any information.
I think I told all about my travels.
Okay.
And also, what was that?
That was that was me saying I don't know that you gave anything away. Yep.
I think
You're hearing high-pitched noises too.
The term that you guys use now when things scare you, what is that?
Woke?
No. What do you call it, mate? It's like a trigger.
Oh,
I
trigger.
have all kinds of triggers from my time and space, and you fucking noises like that just gonna get me all riled up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not really worried. I got a stingray back here to protect me.
No, I ain't scared of stingrays.
From what
it's
I've
more
heard,
the probing type things.
You're more into them, I know, but
No, I mean, they were into me, but I wasn't really into them. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm sorry that you suffered through that. I'm glad you came on the show.
I appreciate it.
You do look good.
Thank you.
Hopefully you film some new episodes. Hopefully we'll get you back out there rolling with bears or whatever you did before.
Yeah,
swimming,
bears, crocodiles, fucking kangaroos,
swimming,
leopards,
different. Steve Irwin.
gerbils.
And there's openings since you've gone. Anthony Bourdain has passed away, so you could even maybe mix in traveling food zoos in the world. Maybe we got a show going there.
You and I need to have a conversation.
I'll be your producer for that, bud.
Fucking,
yeah, we're jamming here. We're jamming here,
I'll
bud.
tell you some more.
Don't steal it all. Don't steal all mine.
I'll tell you some more alien secrets after we get off. Don't tell TJ because I know he really likes
I know he
that
wants.
stuff.
Yeah, he's going to be mad. He wanted the.
You think he's going to find out that we did this interview without him?
Probably. He's already texted me 40 alien questions to ask you, but we'll do that another time.
Well, next time I come on, you give me more alien questions.
Yeah, well, I'll have him get me some more.
I did make sex to 12 different kinds of alien species.
Okay.
Mostly woman.
I was going to say, what was your favorite?
Oh, you ever seen Star Wars?
I've ventured into the subject.
Chewbacca?
Okay.
Something similar to that with black hair instead of brown.
All right. I could see that. Was it a guy?
Shaved in one spot.
Girl or guy?
It was a girl.
Or you don't know. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's like Rome. I've heard outer space is a lot like Rome.
There was a spot and I went for it.
Yeah,
buddy.
it's like fit in, Get in where you fit in.
I followed several children while I was away.
You followed several children?
I followed several
Fathered. Okay.
Fathered, mate.
Don't be careful following them. So alien babies.
You call them alien
little
babies.
Blonde hair.
Sometimes some of them mixies is what we call them. I don't know. It's
little blonde hair Irwin.
Yeah.
Aliens running around.
Little Steve and Big Steve. Hairy Steve. Green Steve.
Lots of Steves.
Yeah. You ever heard of?
How do we know you're not an alien, by the way?
Well.
And how do we know you're not the stingray and you weren't an alien all along?
Well, like I
said,
I got a lot of beef for that stingray because, like I said, it's supposed to have been a crocodile.
For years, octopuses were the original aliens. That's been known.
That is true. We're talking about alien secrets. I can't get into much of
that. Well, we'll get to it another time. We appreciate you being on here.
Thank you again, and I'd just like to say I appreciate you bringing me on your show. And I would have appreciated it more if TJ would have been here, but I got stuck with you. Hey, number 2's not bad.
You and the Donald both, you know.
Thank you very much.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
Thank you, Casey.
Well, thank you for being on here. We'll look forward to having you again, and I'm going to kick it out with a little bit of intro. Actually, we'll go back here. I got everything killed. I'll cut this part out, and then I'll go back and I'll find that music that we came in on, and then like magic, it won't work, and then I'll push this button, and then I'll do this, and then I'll hit this button.
Well, thanks, mate. Have a good day.
There we go. That's what we're doing.
That's better. That's all like that. Thanks, mate.
Liberal gun safes.